I'm really, really happy to be here. It's really exciting for me to be here. To see all of you people here in support of Palestine. It's just awesome. Um, this it reminds me of my visit to Palestine when I learned how steadfast and resilient Palestinians are. You make me think of that, all of you out there coming every week. Our group, the Coalition Against Israeli Apartheid, regularly takes big banners out on the highway, on the overpasses, and we get a lot of honks and waves. Most of them are fingers up. The odd time we get a finger down, but mostly it's up. And that feels like, today that feels like the same thing, that there's a whole highway out there of thumbs up. Anyway, okay. So what business is this of mine? That is a question that a very dear Jewish friend of mine implied. And the answer really is, if you see injustice, you must speak or do something, or you are equally unjust. So, I'm still having trouble. Really? Okay. 50 years ago, I knew virtually nothing about Israel-Palestine. Maybe childhood Bible stories or young people going off to kibbutz, but mostly I knew nothing. So when I took a course at Queen's many years ago and started reading, I was dumbfounded at what was going on in Israel-Palestine. So at a graduate student get-together, I started talking about what I was learning, and I was immediately labeled an anti-Semite. And that is just a terrible label. I just didn't get it. I'm totally aware of the Holocaust and the terrible suffering Jewish people have endured. But anyway, that silenced me. It really did for a long time. I read, I listened, I found mainstream media really disappointing, especially the CBC. Okay, I'll try. Okay. Thank goodness for Mondo Weiss and Al Jazeera and other independent outlets. The only outlet I had was my painting. I did many large paintings of Palestinian life, mostly around the time of the Intifadas. So to see for myself, I went to Palestine. And I did see, and I was horrified. The checkpoints, the beautiful white Israeli settlements way up on the hills, the separated roads, the refugee camps. It was awful. And maybe the worst was going to the military detention centers and learning about what happens to youngsters, how they're often visited in the night by Israeli soldiers, blindfolded, their hands behind their backs, and taken to military detention centers without parents. So about 15 years ago, I found an outlet. I found people giving out pro-Palestine pamphlets on Douglas Street outside Chapters, which was there then. And I found a group that I could talk to, that I could learn from, that I could act with. So that's the Coalition Against Israeli Apartheid. Okay, so our group has found that so often when we talk to people, they just don't know. They just don't understand. And we've had speakers today who've told us a lot about the real history. And that's what we need. Education is so important. So I've told you a bit about my journey, how I got here. I know you all have stories why you're here. And I was privileged to be able to go to Palestine and see a bit of that Palestinian resistance and resilience. And so today I just I want to say thank you, and let's keep it up. Let's bring a friend next week. Yeah, and let's just keep going. Thank you.